everybody, welcome back to Join the Journey with the Jacksons. Today we have an exciting video, I guess you could say. We're going to be talking about the things you need to know before you get your first phone plan. As young people who have not had to encounter this before, we just encountered it a couple months ago and we learned some things, so we're going to tell our story. You ready?
I'm ready.
So the first thing that we did was research plans for providers that were around us. We researched online what was going to be the most affordable.
We looked at AT&T, looked at Google Five, Verizon, T-Mobile, looked at Spectrum. It was basically all the providers in our area.
Yeah. And so we got a gist of what we thought the best prices were going to be for us. So we went into AT&T and we were prepared to get phones. So we get through doing all of everything, like we've picked out our phones, picked out our phone cases, picked out our plan. Then we get sitting down talking to this lady, and then she's like taking our information and she was like, you don't have enough credit. And we were like, oh, we didn't know it. That you had to have credit to get a phone plan. Maybe that's common knowledge, but we did not know that. Because as far as we know, whenever you have a phone plan and you pay your phone bill, it doesn't even report to the credit bureau. So we're just kind of like, why do you check for credit if you don't report to the credit bureau?
Because they're trying to trap you early kids into being enslaved to the banks for the rest of your life.
So we were kind of frustrated. We were like, okay, so what do we do now? So my parents went to Verizon. That was at AT&T. My parents went to Verizon and asked one of the workers. They were like, my daughter and son-in-law do not have credit at all. Can they get phones here? And the dude was like, yeah, sure, that shouldn't be a problem at all. So we're like, great, finally somewhere that's gonna let us get these phones without credit. How old are you supposed to get a phone whenever you're just starting out?
Exactly.
So we went to Verizon and we did the same thing. We got our phones, our phone cases, found the best plan.
I was there for like 4 hours.
We were there for a really long time. Then we get down, sitting down, he's taking our information and he's like, you don't have enough credit for this.
So this is how much it's going to cost you, and it was just this outrageous price that not even worth it.
Yeah, you had to put a lot of money down and you still could only get one phone. You couldn't get two phones.
Right.
And we're trying to get on the same plan because we're about to get married and both of our phones are out of our contract, and we need new phones anyways. So we were just kind of frustrated because we're like, literally my parents came this morning and asked a dude if we could get phones without any service, without any credit, and he said yes. Mm-hmm. So that was frustrating.
So you can, it's just
only one phone pretty much.
One phone and you're going to pay a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, up front.
Yeah.
And so we left there, and next we were just like, you know what? My parents offered for us to be on their plan, like under them. And so me and my parents went while Andy was working or asleep or something like that. We went to AT&T to talk about...
They were crazy hours.
Yeah. So we went to AT&T to talk about getting us ourselves a plan under them, just like under their names. Yeah. But we found out that that's going to be a lot more expensive than adding us all four on the same plan. Who knew? I did not know. Apparently, the more lines you have, the more discounts off per line. So that's something you need to know. So if you are just two people trying to get a phone plan, then good luck, because it's going to be more expensive than if you have four people. I mean, it's not going to be more expensive, but it's going to be more expensive per line.
And it's not impossible, but if you do get two people looking for a phone, and you're on your own, then you're not going to get the highest quality of phone or the highest quality of service. So that's just something to think about as well.
So then, after we were talking to AT&T, we decided to go over to Verizon and see what they had to offer. We went to Spectrum, see what they had to offer for all of us four on one plan. And we figured out that Verizon was running like a BOGO deal, buy one get one free, for the phones that we wanted. So it was going to be less expensive at Verizon just for the time of year for the sales that they were running. And so I called Annie and I'm like, so I guess we're getting Verizon. And so we went over to Verizon and got a phone plan, but we're under my parents, and so we just pay my parents every month instead of paying Verizon. So the moral of this story, if you take anything away from this video, is credit runs the world. Apparently, if you don't have credit, you can't even get a cell phone that is of good quality without paying a lot down. Like, I didn't know that. I wish that I would have started building my credit back in college. I always knew I needed to build credit, but I didn't realize the urgency of when I needed to build my credit, because what are you supposed to do whenever you're joining the world, like, as an adult, and you have bills, and then nobody lets you do anything because you don't have credit? It feels ruthless.
Also, they being the phone companies, will tell older adults one thing, and then tell us younger adults something totally different, opposite,
Yeah.
just so that they could get us ensnared in their traps of
Yeah.
paying them a bunch of money and so forth.
Throughout the whole thing, it felt like they were telling my parents something different whenever they went on their own than whenever we went on our own, which is kind of frustrating. It just felt like they were treating us differently. I don't know. But if you and your spouse, or you and your fiance, whoever is wanting to get a phone plan, just the two of you, it's probably, in this area, will probably be cheaper to go through Spectrum. But if you want to be added onto your family's plan, it'll be even cheaper than that. It's just, also another moral of this story is that getting a phone is way too expensive. They have hiked up the prices. Now they charge if you want to add hotspot to your plan. That used to not be a thing. It is just way too expensive, and apparently you can't do anything without credit. I'm just glad we learned this now. I wish we would have learned this sooner. I'm very frustrated.
Or don't and don't be like me and then go out and make a big purchase beforehand and your credit hasn't had time to recover yet, because that's what happened to me. I went out and bought a car, paid it off, and then my credit just hadn't recovered yet. So apparently that's the thing, that if you buy something big, it takes a second for the credit to recover to a positive side.
I hope y'all don't think that we're dumb and we're just telling you things that you already know,
I'm
because
dumb.
this video is for the people who were like us, who didn't know all these things, and now we know all these things. I guess we learned it the hard way, but I did not know that you had to have credit to get a phone, and that might be dumb on my part, but nobody told me that, so we're telling you. You're welcome. Thank you guys for watching this video. We hope it was helpful, and if it wasn't helpful, we hope you enjoyed watching it anyways, and enjoying watching our suffering through trying to get phones. It was not a fun time. It took like a month.
No, I was very frustrated.
Yeah, very frustrating. But we hope you enjoyed it anyways.
Alright, we'll see you next time.
Bye. Hey everybody, welcome back to Join the Journey with... Sorry, there's a bird in the window. See it?
Good video, Andrea.
What?
It's a good video, Andrea.